Private company feeding us GMO foods, they wanting us trapped. My young boy just came home for a booting, that young nigga tapped. Can't be slipping when I'm puffing on a potent, silent but I stay strapped. Gave her wood, now she talking about family tree, you know it ain't that. Ain't got time for the bad bees, dog, I got money on mine. Watch my chain too long, had me nervous, I put money on your mind. The Cali be potent, that girl is a bogus, I can't risk my seed.
Okay. What's up, my people? Welcome to Airsoft Special Ops for another episode. What I have chosen to do today, because this one's been heavily requested, is I'm gonna basically give you guys 2023 last update of my gun stock, because I don't feel like I've done this for a second, and because you guys have been great to me and giving me some great subscribership recently, I just kind of wanted to give back to you guys and show you guys how I've come from the beginning of my airsoft journey to current. I probably will do another one of these videos in about a month's time or maybe 2 months time, and that will only just be because I'm gonna have probably about 4 or 5 new additions to my whole loadout setup. So if you guys just give me 2 seconds or a few seconds, should I say, and we'll get straight into this video, and I'll show you what my current loadout looks like, because I don't think we've done this for a sec. I've got a few things that's different. Don't have the 1911 no more, ended up selling that to my boy. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with what I like to class as my main loadout. So we'll start with the pistol of my main loadout. So got it in a nice customized box, done it myself, something for the channel so you guys can see Airsoft Special Ops. Just for, as it's my first pistol, I just kind of wanted to do something nice and custom, something that when you see me on the field, or even if another member from one of our squad sees me, they're like, oh, that's one of our guys, or that's one of our guys' weapons, or he bought that from one of our guys, so we can go conversate with him. So yeah, I wanted to put my pistol in a nice little case, plastic case. So this is what this bad boy looks like. So I've done quite a few things to this. It originally, when I first bought it, was a Vosk EU18 Gen 3 or 4 if I'm correct, because they've got a few gens. That's another thing a lot of people won't tell you about Vosks. They've got generations, so make sure you get yourself well, I'm not gonna say that. I don't want Vosk to cancel me. I actually like Vosk guns, so I don't want them to cancel me. So yeah, like you can see, I've done quite a few different things to it. I've obviously added some padding there and made it look nice and army and camoed. Done the same thing with the grip. I just feel like it makes the gun feel better in my hands, plus it just looks aesthetically nicer. I've spray painted the top slide, because if you guys remember, it was originally like army green, like that green. I basically sprayed in the ASSO logo. Obviously some wear and tear means that, yeah, one of my S's is looking, well, both S's is looking a bit dodgy, but that's how airsoft is, isn't it? You use it, it wears and tears. I've got lots of good stories with this gun. What else did I change to this? I obviously added the laser to the front of that bad boy. If you guys can see, it looks pretty cool against the wall and stuff like that. What else? I added this little end bit, which originally came with the gun to be raw, but I ended up just wrapping some of the camo tape around it. What else did I do? So this little I call it my comfort grip. I'm not sure what the official name for it is. It came with one of my other guns, but I just didn't want it on the other gun, so I ended up keeping it. And then one day, as I creatively do, I thought up an idea, and I was like, oh, what if the Vosk could be more comfortable in my hand as I hold it? And I've noticed since I put it on, I've never taken it off since. It's almost like it's stuck to the gun. It's perfect for the gun. It does shoot single and auto, so it's got the switch, but I like the fact that this thing cuts off my auto. it only allows it. So I'll give you an example. Like I could put this down in auto. By the time I cock the gun and put it back up, it basically releases it from auto. So I'll give you an example. If it's on auto, so you guys can see that it's on auto, by the time it releases, it sends it right back up, so it will shoot in single shot. And I kind of like that because I tend to use this at skirmishes, and most skirmishes that I play at, they don't like automatic, they like single shot weapons. So for me, I found that this has been such a handy tool for me, because very often I'll pull out my pistol and I'm shooting 4 or 5 bullets at somebody, and it's by accident because the switch is so loose. Like you guys can see, the switch is terribly, let me just lock that. You can see the switch is so loose, it will move without much pressure, to be honest. So I've found my little life hack, which is from its release, if you notice, it literally moved itself back up. So yeah, that's what I've done. So this is basically my secondary for my main loadout. I've got a main mag, and then I've got a backup mag, which is HPA. This main mag obviously sits in there quite flush. It's not the Vosk mag. I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, that's not the plate from Vosk. It's actually the plate from a WE mag, but I done that on purpose because I just want this gun to, I want when people see this gun, they're like, what the hell is that? And then I can be like, oh, it's the EU18 Vosk, and they're like, oh, I don't like Vosk, and I can be like, shoot this, and then they'll be like, oh, it's so amazing. And it's because what I've basically done is built my own Vosk. You know what I'm trying to say? It's an EU18, but it has so many differences from the mag back down to the, I don't know if you guys can see that in there. I put a maple leaf hop up and a maple leaf barrel in there. So this basically shoots like a TM Glock or a 1911 Glock, if that makes sense. Not 1911 Glock, sorry, what am I talking about? A 19X, that's the one, Glock. So yeah, like I just love it because, like I said, it's such a cheap, like, trust me, when I first bought this gun, I probably paid £70 for it. It was when Vosk wasn't a big thing on the market. Paid £70 for the gun, but by the time I'm finished with it, this gun's probably worth easily £300-400 with all the parts I put in there. New barrel, new hop up, new bucking, just the aesthetic work, the laser. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The better, because I will say one thing, WE's mag, specifically though, not all of them, the Gen 4 or Gen 5 mag, off key, bro, off key. It's almost like, I don't know what it is, it's almost like it compresses the gas 3 times or 4 times more, because I've shot it and another mag side by side, and trust me, this one any day of the week, just it pulverizes the other mags. So yeah, so that's why it's part of my main loadout. It's why it's my, like I said, my secondary for my main loadout. That's my first bad boy that I've got to show you guys. And then the gun that normally goes with this bad boy is this right here, my beauty. It's probably too long for the camera for you to see the whole thing. Maybe we can just about fit it into the camera. What this is a LT35 body framework, but it has a different gearbox. So we've changed the gearbox. I don't want to talk too much about what that gearbox is. I don't want to give away my secrets. If you guys want to see that, you can like, share, subscribe, and even just type and request that I'll do a gearbox video. But this isn't actually, it looks like a LT35, but trust me, it isn't anymore. It basically just has the framework of a LT35, and I done that because I just liked the gearbox inside of the L35. I wanted that for something else. But yeah, like, it's just a beautiful gun. Obviously, like I said, I've gone with the similar army camo. I've changed the stock because this is definitely not the stock that goes on an LT35. I've obviously done some graphic work, so I wanted people to know this is a 107 pistol, and obviously one of the main members, if not the founder. That's why it's got the 48 as opposed to the 107. Yardman Leng, it's my gun, so I wanted to put my name there. You have the front grip because obviously, yeah, where originally it had like a short barrel, so you didn't really need a front grip, but I changed the long barrel because I wanted to turn what was like a SMG type gun into like a rifle, because it shoots like a rifle, trust me, it shoots like a DMR. So I just thought it's such a waste to have a DMR type shooting gun that has such a short barrel and such a short inner and outer barrel. So I put a longer barrel, which is why, like I said, I've got to move the gun across like this, because it is quite long off a gun, it's a full-blown rifle now. It's no longer a little short SMG type LT35. But yeah, and then obviously I put some rails on it because it didn't come with rails. And I basically stripped this rail from my GNG. If you look in my older videos, you'll see there's a GNG I had, CM16 radar. I put that because the barrel was just perfect length. The original barrel was probably like this size. It was so tiny. What else have we done to it? I put the sniper scope on it. It shoots like a DMR, so why else would you not want that DMR? I've chopped one of these bad boys on top, which is basically just an attachment that allows you to attach a rail to whatever device like a scope. And it's because my scope cam sometimes will sit up here, and if not, sometimes I'll have an optic up here as well. So for close combat, I can just switch to my normal optic, and for far combat, I can switch to my sniper scope basically. What else did I chuck on here? You always want one of these protected bad boys, especially if you're gonna buy a nice little scope, because I've seen so much people on the field with smashed scopes or smashed GoPros or smashed whatever it is. This little bad boy, as simple as it is, it will save your life. It will deflect the bullet, or it will crack itself. And often they are built so well that often it will just ping whatever hits it off. So you'll be surprised. Such a simple little device, but it will save you lots of pennies. Because trust me, imagine spending £100 on a scope, or £60 on a scope, or even £40 or £25 on a scope, and then bam, smashed first game. So yeah, for aesthetic's sake, I added some couple things to it. So I wanted some realistic looking stuff. So I don't know if you guys can see, I've added some bullets at the front. I should show you what it looks like from the bottom, so you guys can actually understand why I did that. So if you have a look, just briefly, without my camera falling out, give me 1 second guys, because my GoPro is moving around a bit too much for me liking. So yeah, so if you guys have a look here quickly, if you look from a downwards angle, I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you look from a downwards angle, it's like what you get if you look directly at the gun. Give me 1 sec. I want to make sure you guys can see it. What you get is like a direct 2 bullets aiming down sight at you. So you're like, what the fuck is that? Then what you get is a circulation of bullets, which this angle isn't showing it really well. You have to really be directly underneath it, and I don't think the camera is directly underneath me. But just so you guys can gauge an understanding of why I did it that way, what you get is like a circulation of bullets, as well as this one down the bottom. So it's almost like when you're looking at this gun from afar, you're like, what the fuck? I'm getting shot by like 8-9 bullets at once. Like, so it kind of does give the gun a good little aesthetic. But you'd have to probably see me on the field for you to get the proper view, because this is just not lining up perfectly. But yeah, at least you guys get to understand why it's there. And then on the other side, because like I said, it's a 107 gun, I did want to have the 107 aesthetic as a decal on there. And then obviously again, Yardman Leng, got the flat trigger, which it comes on the new gen LT35s, but it doesn't come on the old gens. So that's another thing to keep in mind when buying. What else did I do? I changed the charging handle to the GNG one, because I just wanted a slightly bit better aesthetic, and I wanted this thing to move, because I noticed when I got the gun, I'm not sure if it's who I bought the gun from, but that chamber wasn't showing. There was no movable chamber. What was happening was, from you drop this, you would just see the gearbox straight away. So yeah, I had to change that, because I just like the aesthetic to charge and have a look. It just looks cool on the field. Check, change my hop up, and then I'll go back into the game. Well, so what else? On the back it's got the ASSO, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then yeah, like, I think there's not much to say about this. You'd have to see it shoot or hear it shoot for you guys to appreciate it, but it is just a banging gun. Like, what it is right now, it outdoes guns that's worth £500-700. Like, there was a time I was on the field and one guy turned, I shot it next to him, and he turned and looked at me and said like, bro, what the hell is inside that gun? And I had to say to him like, bro, it's just a few upgrades. Like, I haven't done much to it, just a few upgrades. Spring upgrade, the hopper I changed, the bucking I changed, yeah, and then like I said, just the outer barrel, like, so yeah. But so yeah, that's my primary gun, one of my faves, if not my favorite rifle right at this second. I could sit here and talk to you about that gun for hours, but what I will say to you guys is watch the channel, because over the next month or two I will be going into a lot of combat with the new scope cam and stuff like that, so you'll get a whole load of chance to see what that gun really does on the field. Then backup, I always like to have backups for things, so this is my backup loadout pistol. This is a WE G17. It's actually quite a nice build. It actually came originally green. I believe there's a video on the channel, so if you want to see what it originally looked like before, you should go and have a look. I always wanted a full black Glock, so like I do, I customed it. I painted it black, put the little 107 aesthetic there, and I put like a little camo band on there just to give me a bit more grip when I'm going around corners, because this gun is a lot more heavier compared to my EU18 from Vosk. Like, trust me, even you saw the first gun I showed you, which was, it's the same, it was similar. It has the auto function. This is only semi-automatic, that's why it has no switch. The other gun with attachments, so the EU18 from Vosk with attachments, still does not weigh as much as this standardly weighs without a mag in it. So that should kind of show you the difference in weight. Via wire, like I said, I didn't really want to put much on it anyway because it weighs quite a bit. Plus I wanted a better grip via why I put this on it, cause I just feel like when you're going around corners you don't want the gun to slip, because that's how it falls out your hand. Whereas with this on it, that never will really happen, because with the Glock, where your hand sits underneath it, if you actually hold the Glock correct, you should never really have that problem, because you'll go around the corner and you're okay, you'll tuck up in, and you get what I'm trying to say, you're fine, because you've got that grip. So yeah, not much to say about this. This is also one of my favorites. This is probably my second or third favorite Glock that I own right now in the caliber, just because it just does the damn thing. And there's all these cool little things on it, like, I don't know if you can see, it has like some Chinese writing in the corner, if the camera will focus for me. It has some Chinese writing in the corner, so a cool little aesthetic to it. I've never seen a Glock that has that. It also has some more Chinese writing over there and like this NR effect, so it's like a custom version. It also has this ribbon around the edge, which has some cool kind of writing or something on it, some kind of design on it. So trust me, like, it's one of my favorites. Number one, because the realistic weight, if you was to hit somebody with this, not saying you should, but if you was to, they would really feel this was a real gun. So for me, for the realisticness of the build and the performance, like, again, straight out the box, I probably haven't done anything to this and I'm happy with it. So that should put things into perspective. Price wise, it wasn't bad neither. I think I got this one on offer. Averagely they sell for about 150, 170. I picked this one up for about 100 quid. I think it was on offer at the time. So yeah, and I tend to wear this. The only customs I really did to this was put an extendo mag, and made sure it was a Gen 5 mag, because like I said, they're just the best. And then
the ego tripping, think different and let go of the ego tripping. Think different and let go of the ego tripping. Think different, think different. Working 6 to 2 to pay some ish that's overdue. Meditate on past actions, ish I had to do. Working 6 to 2 to pay some ish that's overdue. Meditate on past actions, ish I had to do. Private company feeding us GMO foods, they wanting us trapped. My young boy just came home for a booting, that young nigga tapped. Can't be slipping when I'm puffing on a potent, silent but I stay strapped. Gave her wood, now she talking about family tree, you know it ain't that. Ain't got time for the bad bees, dog, I got money on mine. Watch my chain too long, have me nervous, I put money on your mind. The Cali be potent, that girl is a bogus, I can't risk my seed. My heart too low, took L's like fug. Big slime soon free. Had to drop cause the fans they keep asking. You drop trash, had the fans all laughing. Disappeared and I brother grown, we conversate, I ain't preaching. Roll some loud, talk some life, hold his mouth when I'm speaking. I had trauma about my childhood plus how I grew. I had trauma about my exes plus things they do. Ayy, ayy, look what I did to shine, ayy, ayy.